This is the Matt and Muse Show with Matt Hensler and Adam Musinski. Welcome back to the Matt and Muse Show. This is Adam Musinski. That's not confusing. Along with my good friend Matt Hensler.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah. So we did our overtime session with Jake Stradling, a bunch of great feedback. That's why we're coming at you live on Facebook right now. We're only going live on Facebook for approximately the first half hour. We're cutting you off. Then you got to go next week to our podcast hosts and watch. So
I've got some huge news.
Yeah, I meant to actually tease that this morning on Facebook. Is tune in to the Matt and Muse Show. We got some breaking news. So there's the tease.
I'm a daddy. June 5th at 9:16 p.m. My beautiful baby daughter, Olivia Rose, was born.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Baby and mom are doing great. They are at home right now, probably watching this live and judging us, but that's okay. It's been
You're lucky Olivia can't see anything yet. She's gonna be like, "Oh, that's my dad there." Oh, fail.
She's gonna be in college, and this is gonna pop up in some history class. These are podcasts.
How to start a podcast? I mean, how not to start a podcast?
So it's been an absolute whirlwind since she came home. Between her and Hank and everything else going on. It's been great. Been very fortunate with family. Thanks everybody for the support and from the Musinskis. Musinskis. It's been wonderful. So a lot of learning to do, but I'll figure it out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with a baby girl, but I'm I don't know. Every day's something new.
It's a fun and exciting experience. You'll be fine, man. You're not an idiot, so
well, that's good.
I'm never complimenting you again, though.
I know a lot of people that would argue with you on that.
I usually argue me on that tone, too. So you have a bunch of free time.
Yeah.
Well, you've been off for 2 weeks, so you have, I guess, downtime, I guess.
Yeah, downtime.
Free.
Between diapers.
Have you watched History's 6?
I started the first episode.
Okay.
Got busy and haven't been able to get into it.
Cool.
I'm sucked in. Once I get some time, I'm absolutely going to watch it.
For sure. So for all our listeners, History 6, it's on History Channel, I believe, Wednesdays. All the episodes are on their app as well. But it basically chronicles the daily operations of SEAL Team 6. In battle, outside of battle, and dealing with day-to-day life, coming back from war and getting back with society. It's really interesting. I'm not going to say much more. It's a cool storyline. I watched the first season, started the night Jameson was born, so being up with him in the middle of the night and you're just holding him and you're just like, oh, turn this on. That's how I got into it. So it's kind of funny that season 2 literally started the day before Olivia was born.
Oh,
so
that's really funny, actually.
A little plug there if anyone's looking for something cool to watch. So Olivia, 9-pound baby,
9 pounds 3 ounces, 20 inches long. She's a tank of a baby.
And Hank is
a tank of a dog.
How's that going?
It's going well so far. She was home for less than 2 days in her little swing, and Hank got all excited and walked by and tail right to the face. I didn't know what to do. Shayna sort of froze, and Olivia sort of made some weird noises, and then cries and whimpers started coming out, and then Hank didn't know what the heck that was, so Hank started barking back at Olivia because she was crying, and it's been a 3-ring circus with those two. But he's doing well with the baby. I think he'll be all right. He's protecting her. He's a monster of a dog.
Yeah. He was when we came over the other day. He calmed down pretty quick.
Oh yeah, he calms down. He just sees something new and he gets all excited every single day.
My dog's gonna be 6. Does the same thing.
Oh yeah, it's a dog.
You're doomed.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, it's fun. When we brought Jameson home, it was middle of winter, it was January, so we had him in this white like snow fuzzy suit just to keep him as warm as we could in the car. And we get home and we put him on the floor. Lucy comes over. She started trying to play with him, like, because he looked like a freaking teddy bear at the end of the day. You could tell she's like, "Ooh, a new toy." Then I think he moved and she goes, "Oh, that's not a toy."
Yeah, Hank's finding all Olivia's toys and just runs around with them. We're going to be losing a lot of stuff. He had a nasal aspirator before he came over today.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, everything's a toy to him, including humans.
Hey, at least he's having fun.
So speaking of Jameson, how's he been?
Good. Waking up too early. I think he's going through a little sleep regression. He's pretty much been up between 5 and 6 every day, including weekends. We put him to bed late, still up. Put him to bed early, still up. So he's still going to bed at 7 because he gets up regardless. It's not fun. I woke up, I think it was last weekend on Saturday. I think he was up at like 5:15 or 5:30. So I wake up, made him breakfast real quick, and fed him. And I finally just like took him, put him back in his crib, gave him some books. I was like, dude, I can't keep my eyes open.
He can read?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's really cool actually. He will take a book. He can't read, but he'll take a book and he knows when it's upside down. He'll turn it around. It's crazy, and it's all the books. I don't know if it's luck
Have you
or
given
what.
him like a Tom Clancy book or something?
I should. He'd probably just rip it apart.
Chapter books.
Yeah,
Upside down.
right. Just throw it around.
I can't even read chapter books.
Right. No,
My favorite book I read was Holes because every other page was another chapter. It felt like I was progressing really fast.
Yeah, I remember reading that too and thinking like, oh my god, I'm already through 10 chapters and I read 5 pages. That's funny. So yeah, on to sports. Your take, big news this week. Cabrera's out for the season for the Tigers. Tell us what you think.
Miguel Cabrera, torn bicep, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Not necessarily a terrible thing. Obviously, I don't want him to be injured. We got a lot of money and time tied up in him still. But the streak that the Tigers are going on right now, they're still 4.5 games behind the Central. They've got a lot of prospects that they can bring up. They got a lot of prospects they can trade away. This is going to give an opportunity for a lot of those younger players to get that time and exposure, which is good. But Miguel Cabrera is still one of the most feared hitters in the MLB.
Oh, for
him
sure.
being down, I mean, it's no matter which way you try to beat around it, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
It sucks. He's getting surgery next week, I think.
I think so. Yeah.
He's done. So hopefully he's got a safe and healthy road to recovery. But then again, we've also seen Miguel Cabrera drunk on top of the car swearing at cops. So you never know what he's going to do.
Right. No, I feel bad for him, but I'm in the same boat. Like, it's going to give a lot of our young prospects a chance to get playing time, which I think is awesome. And maybe, because he's had nagging injuries over the last 1.5, 2 years, maybe it'll give his entire body. I mean, you're going to have 9 months to completely heal. Maybe he comes back next year. I doubt he'll be MVP form, but he might be looking more normal Cabby that we're used to.
Oh, absolutely. It's, I don't know, it's tough. It really is, but I hope he heals up.
Oh, yeah.
Detroit loves him. Whether or not he loves Detroit, that's still up in the air. But I hope he heals up, comes back stronger than ever, and finishes out his season, or his career rather well.
Right, and I think he's got to learn to love Detroit because no one wants his contract.
No.
And we've got him signed for too long. It's, I guess, the only good thing, maybe he retires, but he's still, like you said, a feared hitter
Absolutely.
in the MLB. So.
I don't think he'll retire.
No.
He enjoys the game too much.
Yeah. So, horse racing.
It's been a while since our last podcast. We just missed the horse race.
Yeah. It was cool. Did you watch it?
I did.
You did?
The 7 hours of build-up for the 2-minute race.
It's funny because I was looking that morning. I was like, I know it's today, the Belmont. And I was like, oh, the coverage starts at 4. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm watching. I'm like, it's all undercard races. I'm like, what am I doing? So I go and I Google it. Oh, the gate calls at 6:45. I'm like, see ya. I'll come back for those 3 minutes and call it good. But, no, so Justify won. Triple Crown. Second one since, I think it's 15 was the last one. Before that, it was in the 70s, so that was kind of the big jump. Something I saw was in the 70s, there was like 3 or 4 real close. Then obviously the big break to 2015. Now we have 2. Before then, it was also like 20 years, and there was another cluster. So it's really just an interesting thing to look at is how, okay, you get a couple that win, and then something changes. Trainer, maybe it's just they have a good trainer or a good jockey that keeps going around. But
I blame inbreeding.
That could be it too.
I don't know if that's true, but
he does follow the same bloodline all the way back to Secretariat.
I did see that. That's actually pretty incredible.
Right. It was really cool. I think it's Secretariat's, I don't know the horse term, and I apologize for all the horse racing fans out there, but it's his mom, I think, I think it's Dame. I don't know why.
No. I should know this.
You should. On a farm. You did grow up on a farm. I hate
horses.
They just scare me. Big. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it was a cool little fact. And now, our Triple Crown winner. What is your... So, obviously, neither of us are probably big horse racing fans.
Well, if we had more money, we could be.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll watch it for the Triple Crown, but honestly, after the Kentucky Derby, if you don't win the Preakness, I'm not watching the Belmont.
I'll watch the Belmont. It's 2 minutes.
Yeah, but if there's no Triple Crown, who cares?
It's still cool to know.
Yeah, that's true.
In our line of work here, we should know
all. We probably should. Work? I ain't getting paid.
In our line of whatever the heck we're doing right now.
Right.
One cool thing about it, though, the jockey, Mike Smith, he was 56 years old, something like that.
Already in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that say, hey, look at this guy. I mean, he's won hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of races internationally. He's been horse racing his entire life. They say, well, he's got the experience. That's why he won the race. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's incredible. Absolutely incredible. To be as old as he is and as successful as he is. Weird-looking dude, and he had some weird mannerisms, but I guess what jockey doesn't?
Right.
Good for him. Absolutely good for him. The trainer... What was the trainer's name? He's had some very good success in the past, too, with horse racing. A lot of races.
He had American Pharoah.
That's
right.
It's
the same owners.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. That's originally, I thought it was American Pharoah's offspring. Again, I don't know the technical terms.
Foal is a baby horse. I know that much.
Okay. Anyways, that's what I thought it was, but then I Googled it because I wanted to make sure I had it correct, and Google does not lie. But I did find like a horse racing site you can follow bloodlines. It's really interesting. They go back like 6, 7, 8 generations.
Wow.
But he had the bloodline connected to Secretariat from the 70s. So
the Secretariat never needs to race again.
No.
Turn him to glue. He's done.
Yeah.
No, not Secretariat.
I know what you mean. Justify. He's racing again though.
Why? I don't know why you would know. Sorry.
I don't know.
That was a closed-ended question.
Right. To get the what do they call them? Money. Stud fees higher.
Yep.
Yeah, because I think American Pharoah's stud fees were, I think last time I saw they were $250,000 3 times a day. Like you're raking in $750,000 every day.
I could stud myself out for that much.
No one wants that though. You'd have to pay them to take it. You'd be losing money, homie.
What's it say about my wife?
How much you paying her?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. She makes more money than I do.
Hey, one day this is gonna be big. All right. Transition. So, what? We can be big. You don't know.
What about you? I'm already big.
We could be popular. How's that sound?
Much better.
All right.
Sounds a lot better.
Cool.
In other sports that we just missed with the last podcast, Stanley Cup Finals.
Yep.
I think it was both of our prediction came true. Vegas did not win. I had a feeling they were not going to win.
No, and it was a cool story, but I go back to my original point of saying, if they won, would they have had fans this year? Or this next upcoming year? I don't know. I think the joy on Ovechkin's face is why people hate the NBA.
Oh, absolutely.
When they had the parade the other day, he just got up and started screaming.
Granted, he was hammered.
Well, he's been hammered. But no, you could tell when they scored the go-ahead goal on the bench, he was just ecstatic. You can tell he's finally, 13 years, finally got past the Penguins, going to beat Fleury.
Yeah, how many cups did Fleury take away from him, you think?
2.
Was it 2?
Yeah, because it was the last 2. Because then they went through the Red Wings, but I mean, Ovechkin was good early 2000s, but I still think the team was super young.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah,
good for him. I'm still not a huge Ovechkin fan, but good for him.
No, it is. You could tell the excitement took all the pain the last 13 years. All that money means nothing to him right now. He's like a little kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I won the Stanley Cup.
I'd be the same way.
Maybe you should win the Stanley Cup.
Maybe I should learn how to ice skate.
There you go.
It's a good start.
Right. When they were doing the presentations, I was watching, and obviously he won Conn Smythe, but Bettman goes up to give it to him, and he's like, "And you're the Conn Smythe winner. Congratulations." He takes it, turns around, just gave it to a trainer, like, "Just take that." I don't like. He cares, obviously, but you could tell
he's there for the cup.
He's there for the cup, and he grabbed it. Oh, God, it was awesome. I don't know. I love hockey. Playoff hockey is the best.
There's nothing like it. Nothing like playoff hockey in the world.
Did you see him do a keg stand out of the cup?
I did see him do a keg stand out of the cup. It's the most amazing thing ever. And then I saw a whole bunch of videos of him singing Queen's "We Are the Champions" in different languages.
Oh, yeah.
I assume that's the only song he knows about winning.
He probably. Well, it's funny. I was reading Russian 5, and it was the same thing with Konstantinov. That's the only song he knew. So he was just going around singing it in his accent, and it was just the most hilarious thing when they won it in '97.
He must have been watching the Mighty Ducks quite often.
Right, probably was. One of the coolest things about hockey, I believe, and I assume you would too, is the Caps won the Stanley Cup, and they're on the ice celebrating, and I don't know, 3-4 minutes go by, and obviously Vegas is still standing on the ice. Vegas saluted their fans, which I thought was awesome. But after that, they all got in line and shake hands.
Absolutely. They still have respect for each other. They just beat the hell out of each other for,
I
guess this was 5 games.
Yeah.
And they're still willing to shake hands at the end of the game and say, "Hey, you put up a good fight. Thanks. See you next year."
And it's an organized thing, not
like the NFL.
NFL, the NBA. I don't even think the MLB.
The winning team just
takes
shakes
the
their
field.
own
That's
hands.
it. Yeah. I just think it shows sportsmanship and respect, and especially in a sport that violent, it just proves how big of a person you are to go shake the hand of a dude who you could legitimately thrown down with that game.
Oh, yeah.
There's
a chance he knocked your tooth out 30 minutes before that.
Exactly. Or, lost your finger.
Apparently there was a defenseman for the Caps that lost a pinky or part of his pinky. We have to do some more research into that. But yeah, he lost his pinky and told the trainer, "I'm going back in, just sew it on." So he now has to get surgery on said pinky. Good chance he's going to lose the entire thing.
But he has his name on the Stanley Cup.
But he's got his
name
on the
Stanley
Stanley
all
Cup.
that matters.
And damn it, that's all that counts.
Right.
Good for him.
Word.
One new thing to switch gears here a little bit, looking at college sports, new rule came out for the NCAA. I don't know if you saw this or not. Student athletes are now able to transfer schools without seeking permission from the school that they're already at. In the past, say I was attending LSU, I would have to seek permission from the athletic director, my coaching staff, to transfer to a different school. And they could either say, "Yep, go ahead without us infringing," or "No, you can't go," or "Yes, you can leave, but you can't go to school A, B, C, or D." Now that's not an issue. If I wanted to leave, I can go to whatever school I wanted. There's been players in the past where they have left the program they're playing with, gone to a JUCO for either a semester or a year, and then transfer to the school they actually want to go to.
jumping through hoops.
Exactly. So this is, in the long run, I think going to help students out a lot as far as
Mm-hmm.
an academic standpoint, because obviously they're not all there for athletics. A lot of the transfers, athletics probably aren't going to be their priority, simply because that's maybe why they are transferring. So if they're able to go from one school to another and still play without sitting out and go to the school they want to go to and pursuing the degree they want to get, I think it's good.
For sure.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
No, I think it's a good step in the right direction. I still think they need to be given the rights that the coaches are when it comes terms to transferring. Coaches can walk away and go coach another school in a day.
Very true.
I understand there'll probably be at some point still some turnover time, but having the students now at least be able to pick whatever school, because like you heard of the rumors of Saban blocking people going to Georgia or something.
Nick
you
Saban.
know, overtime podcast is coming. But I think it's a step in the right direction. I would like to see eventually transfer rules basically say, hey, you can go wherever, you can play the next year. I think having them finish the season or not being able to transfer mid-season is a rule. It should be a rule.
Yes.
I think that should be a rule for coaches too.
Yes.
Because there's so many, being a chip, Brian Kelly did it. He left at the end of the season, went to coach Notre Dame, and left us high and dry for a bowl game.
Yep.
And, okay, if you want to do that, cool. No, not cool. Screw that. No. If you want to do that, too bad. You signed a contract, play out the rest of the year, then go to Notre Dame.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Because right now, the way this is written, they are still able to play, I think it's 4 games. Then they can transfer without any sort of penalty.
Right.
Which, on one hand, that really sucks. But on the other hand, you're probably not going to lose your star athletes to this. And these kids, if they're willing to try and transfer what they're doing in school, they're not getting paid. They're not on any sort of real contract with that school other than, here's my tuition money, give me back my education.
Right. And the coaches are on contract.
Exactly.
Well,
I mean, if you lose a receiver, you got 8 more on the sidelines ready to take his place.
Word.
So I mean, it's okay. They should be able to leave midseason. Obviously, it sucks, but the team can still operate without one player. It cannot operate without the one coach.
Yeah, but then how many times are you going to see players, oh, my team's losing and I want to be on TV, so I'm going to transfer to Alabama?
They better do it before those 4 games. I mean, that's why after those 4 games, they have to sit out the rest of the season.
Okay.
I think that's why it's going to help it.
Yeah.
That way you're not just getting people bouncing around.
Right.
That'd be just ridiculous. Yeah. But this does help the whole, like you said before, jumping through hoops thing.
Exactly. Yeah, you're not going to have those guys transfer to a JUCO school, they'll find a way to get A's. I mean, let's get real.
Oh, yeah.
And then a semester later, they're playing for who they want to play for.
Oh, yeah. I mean, in all honesty, this is mainly for football.
Yeah.
I mean, it affects all the sports, but it's a football rule.
Yeah, because to go, if you're one of the gifted athletes that have a chance to go in the NFL, you have to be there for 3 years. And that's, obviously, the NBA, I think they should get rid of the one-and-done rule completely and just let them go. And then baseball, you don't hear too many transfers just because, again, it's the same thing. I think it's 2, maybe it's 3 years. You have to go play college baseball. Or before you even start college, you can go get drafted and go play minors.
You can get drafted out of high school, or you have to play, I think it is 3 years.
Yeah. I think that's the way it is with hockey, too. You can either get drafted out of high school or go play 3 years. I think that's a great rule, but
I'm all about people getting an education.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you're talented enough to get drafted out of high school, I would hope that you have a good shot of making it. If you're not, you need to get an education. Because if you don't make it, what do you have?
Exactly.
You know, there's so many players, NFL, NBA, that leave early, go play professional sports, end up either going overseas, out of a job, then they're like, oh, great. Yeah,
you get drafted right out of high school, you blow out your ACL, you never come back, you never return from that.
What do you got? Or you could have gone and played college ball, free education,
Exactly.
go to the NBA.
I mean, if you
get
end
hurt,
up
be
making
okay.
a pro, you can pay that education. But even if it wasn't free, you can pay that back in a month.
A game.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. No, I agree.
But time will tell. We'll see what this brings us.
That it will. So, again, we forget to say the day we're doing this.
Oh, crap. It's June 15th.
It's a Saturday.
It's Friday.
It's Friday. Feels like Saturday. Been a long day. So the PGA U.S. Open's going on right now. The cut is set at +5. Dustin Johnson's the only one under par in first at -4. There's a handful of guys even. Cut was set at +8. Woods +10 got cut. McIlroy, Spieth, they all got cut. All you Phil fans, I know you're a Phil fan. I'm not his biggest fan. He's +6. I don't think he can come back from that the way DJ's playing unless there's a collapse. But something I saw or heard on the radio this morning was, I want to say it was 20 years. The last 20 years, no one has won a major with being outside of 4 strokes of the leader at the cut. Does that make sense? So
Yeah. I had to do
okay,
the math.
yeah. It's a little wordy, but it makes sense, and it's something that really, if you look at it, okay, so you got DJ and the 4 dudes even par that really have a shot if you follow that rule. But the one thing I like about the U.S. Open, it's always played on courses that are really tough, heavy rough, and you're pulling in scores like the guy on Thursday, 92. That's what I golf. On that course, I'd be probably 122.
Give yourself some credit. 150.
Well, they're teeing 100 yards off back, like 100 yards back from where I would tee off.
Yeah, you can't miss the ball.
No,
You tend to do that on occasion.
I don't miss the ball. The ball misses the target.
Hello. That's the problem.
So cut my hand, right?
Yep.
Haven't got my golf mojo back.
That's very unfortunate.
I was flirting with a 5 handicap. Hit a 48 yesterday.
All right. It's not
It was
good.
bad. No, we're in 4th now.
That's what I golf when I golf once a month.
I know, and I golf at least once a week. No, we got
There's some
done, and
issues.
I added it up. I'm like, oh man, this isn't good.
This might make you feel even worse about yourself.
No, great.
One thing that I did see for the U.S. Open, a guy making the cut. He is he's an amateur, a mid-amateur if you want to be specific. His name's Matt. I might butcher his last name. Parzial. I don't know. His name's Matt. Good for him. His name's Matt. He made the cut. He is he's an amateur firefighter, or maybe a professional firefighter, amateur golfer. And he made the cut. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fact that there's all those outstanding golfers that are time and time again making the cut and winning, and they're not making the cut this year or this time around, and this guy is. It's kind of funny. That's why I think golf is so finicky and interesting, because you could just have some schmuck out there practicing his ass off, doing the best he can.
Mm-hmm.
He makes a cut. And then you got Tiger Woods out there, and obviously he's not what he's
That's
used
all
to
he
be.
does.
But the news is all about him.
Yeah,
And he was 10 over.
right.
So,
Did you hear about the NHL ref who qualified for the U.S. Open?
no, I didn't.
He finished 3 strokes behind McIlroy on day 1. I don't think he made the cut. So, but it's still like another one of those guys. Like, I have a day job. A lot of those referees and officials, even beyond their refereeing and officiating, are lawyers, doctors, something else. It's not their full-time job.
Wow. Lawyers and doctors?
Yeah.
How many officials are lawyers and doctors?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
In the NFL, like all of them.
Lawyers and doctors?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. A lot of them own like their own law firms and everything. I'm not even BSing you, dude. This is legit.
I'll do some research on that.
Yeah, you'll call me on it or something. That's the big debate about the NFL officials becoming full time, because they all have day jobs. Well, I'm sure not all of them, because they do make a decent amount of money, but the majority of them do.
Huh.
Hockley's the dude with the muscles.
Yeah?
He's a lawyer.
Really?
Word.
Oh, okay. I have to
I
look
think.
that up at halftime.
Right. How's softball going now you started that?
Yeah. We finished our 4th and 5th game of the season this last Tuesday. Had a few rainouts here and there, but we had a doubleheader on Tuesday. We swept them. Played 2 different teams, but we won both games. It's going well. Not great. It's going well. We need to get some people turning out. But I think we're going to be all right this year. I'm having a lot of fun out there. Gives me a chance to get out of the house. It looks like Adam found something.
Yes. Ed Hockley, NFL official, 1990 to 2017, attorney at Jones, Skelton, and Hockley PLC, 1983 to present. Booming.
Wow. Is that your new catchphrase?
No, it's trademarked probably. I wish. Jerk.
So, yeah, Fast Bit Softball is going great. Then on that note, we're going to take quick halftime timeout recess here.
Yep.
All you Facebook Live people, there's some one person watching right now. Thanks.
Tommy Clark. What up, homie?
We'll be back.
Yeah.
But not
so,
you.
Facebook guys, we're cutting you off. Come listen to the podcast. Posting probably Tuesday. Got to mix up some music. It'll be back. Listen. All right, welcome back to the Matt Muse Show. This is Muse.
I'm at the second half.
Yep, putting a little break in, get all of our thoughts in order. But we're going to come back with you right now with the Beer of the Podcast.
Bop. B-O-P.
Yeah. No, you're good. Today, so we actually cracked one beer. It will remain nameless. It was infected.
It was. I was so pumped to drink it.
Did not age well.
So bad.
Yeah. So anyways.
Beer number 2.
We moved on to Adams' collection of bombers and ran into a Sam Adams American Kriek, which is ale with Bolton cherries aged in oak barrels. And hand bottle, cork, not caged, not bottle conditioned by any means. And it's blended with Cosmic Mother Funk. This is new. I never even knew about this. It's another beer, again, by Sam Adams. It's a sour undertones with lactobacillus acids and everything. And that is actually the base. It's an American Wild Ale. That's the base to their brewery, not brewery, but tap room, barrel room collection series.
Yep.
So, for those who don't know, Sam Adams, everyone thinks Boston Lager in Michigan, Cherry Wheat, Angry Orchard. Their portfolio is huge. The Boston Beer Company portfolio, Truly, Twisted Tea, Angry Orchard, it goes on and on and on. But Sam Adams brews over 60 beers a year. They distribute 13, 14.
Yeah, not nearly that much.
No.
For those of you out there that don't think of Sam Adams as anything more than Boston Lager and Cherry Wheat, you're missing out.
Yeah,
their beer is incredible. It really is. There's a reason they've been around this long, other than their staples. They still attract lots of craft drinkers with beers like this. It's a fantastic beer. A lot of good cherry flavor, a lot of Belgian undertones. I will, if possible, drink this again if I can find it.
Yeah,
it's very good.
Shout out to my sister. Spent some time in Boston last year. She texted me, "Hey, I'm at the Boston Beer Sam Adams Brewery. Do you want anything?" Took a couple of pictures. This is what I said. Sure, throw it in there. Let's see what happens. But yeah, I am blown away. This beer's solid. Can I get some in Michigan? I would drink this beer every day. Every day.
Every day. Put it.
It might replace Corona. No, I drink a lot of Corona.
None of your wallet could afford it.
Well, I can't afford this. I can afford Corona. All right, brother. Cheers.
Okay.
Dude, that's just... Oh, the cherry in there is beautiful.
Oh.
Not overpowering, not medicinal. The cherries, the Balton cherries, are actually Belgian yeast strain or something like that, grown in northern Michigan, though.
It's a Belgian cherry
Okay.
grown in Michigan.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I read. I don't know. I've never heard of them until this week.
Yeah, no, I know. Did you know all the cherries for cherry wheat are grown in northern Michigan?
I did know that.
See? You did, well, yeah.
Did you know that Traverse City is the cherry capital of the world?
No way!
Weird,
Really?
I know. Strange.
Oh, dude. I'm learning things.
Shut up.
Yeah, there's probably some dude in Ohio that's just like, oh, it is? That's kind of cool.
I don't think we have any listeners in Ohio yet.
Maybe Wisconsin.
Might Wisconsin.
There you go. Cheese.
I have family over there. We should have a cheese episode. A cheese sampling. A little cheese plate.
Cheese of the podcast.
Dude, charcuterie.
I was saying we should need a charcuterie board. Word.
Alrighty. So, as we're drinking our delicious beer, let's get back to sports here. One of my least favorite things in the world, the NBA, is finally over with. And now certain sports affiliates out there have nothing better to talk about than what LeBron James is doing for his offseason regimen and what Kawhi Leonard's going to do for breakfast tomorrow and all that nonsense. But the NBA Finals, what's your take on that atrocious series by the Cavaliers?
We all knew that was going to happen in September.
I agree.
I get it's cool to see a team go 4 years in a row, but when that happens twice in those 4 years, and the 4 years before that was the Miami Heat, it's just watered down. I don't know how they were making money. I don't know who's watching it. I've watched all the NBA Finals from, I don't know, as long as I can remember. I touched it last year for a quick second. I think I watched a quarter this year. That was it. And I'm an NBA fan, dude. I grew up playing basketball. I love the NBA.
More than I watched.
Right. I'm over it. It needs to change. Super teams and all that it's a waste. I don't know what to say. It's just disappointing because there are 30 teams and we all know only 3 have a chance, and the one of those 3 really doesn't have a chance. And now we're looking at it in this offseason as where's LeBron going to go? Because, okay, if he stays in the East, pencil them in the NBA Finals. No, pen him in. Permanent marker. Sharpie it. That should be a saying. Sharpie it. Sharpie it.
We can't use Sharpie. Permanent marker it.
Permanent marker it. There you go. And then if he goes to the Western Conference, he'll definitely be in the conference finals, but he'll lose to Golden State because I don't see them breaking up. Maybe he'll go to Golden State. Do we really care?
No.
Not really.
Do not care.
What we do care about, but at the same time doesn't really matter, is the Pistons. They fired Stan Van Gundy. It's going on, 2 months now? They finally, this week, hired a head coach, Dwayne Casey from the Raptors. Gave him a 5-year deal worth way too much money. Still don't have a GM, don't really have much of a front office. But I was looking at the numbers and the contracts, and I found it very interesting. They say they signed Dwayne Casey for 5 years at, I think it's like $7 million a year, which is a ridiculous amount of money. He was the best option out there. I get it. They have their core players under contract for the next 2 years, and that's just Reggie Jackson. And then the next year they still got Andre and Blake, and the next year they'll have Blake as well. Is Tom Gores looking at this saying, okay, I have 2 years with my core group of players. I have a coach signed up for the long term. I'm going to sign a GM, a president for the long term. Am I looking at, if this upcoming season, if I can get in the playoffs, my team's going up for sale?
You heard it here first.
Yeah, why not? He's in LA. He's not present. He comes to 1 game a year, opening night. Maybe more. I don't know. But I say if that's what he wants to do, Sell him, man. Let's find someone here in Detroit, in Michigan.
At least in the Midwest.
Yeah, close. Come in, take over. You got a clean house. Our contracts just suck. It's as a Pistons fan, it's horrible to look at, but I know in the back of my head, I have 4 years of waiting before I can have any hope. So,
yeah, I mean, there's the one person I've said, and I've said this multiple times, Dan Gilbert, buy us out, please.
yeah, but he owns the Cavs.
Sell him.
I would like that.
LeBron's gone. Get rid of the Cavs.
Sign LeBron for 1 year and sell the Cavs. Forbes stated that LeBron's worth over $100 million to the Cavs value.
Speaking of LeBron James,
They're back at it.
I need to get this off my chest. All right.
Do it.
So he's won some championships, but he's also just absolutely played horrible in a few championship series. And at the end of the series, he's always got some apparent injury.
Oh, God, broken hand.
So right now he's got a broken hand because he punched a whiteboard. But he's able to play the entire series, and now that he got his ass handed to him, he's got a broken hand. In the past, he had a hurt right elbow. He had to shoot free throws left-handed. Oh, well, there was another Game 7 where he collapsed on the floor or whatever, and then he was all of a sudden fine and got up and made free throws. And then before that, I think it was 3 or 4 years, 2015 maybe, somewhere in there, he had cramps.
Yeah.
So bad that he had to be carried off the court.
Yeah. Which is funny. So he goes to that press conference after Game 4, hand wrapped up. The dude on the Capitals that literally lost part of his finger.
Lost his part of his finger, yeah.
No one knew until the got released by
today.
the press.
I think it was today.
Yeah. It's a week ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, 5 days. But still, he's not sitting at a press conference looking at his finger dangling off. Hey, look at me, guys. I still won. It's like, hockey players are so much cooler.
Oh, yeah. We were talking earlier. Miller from the Red Wings almost lost his eye.
Yeah.
Wanted to finish the game a couple of years ago. And you're like, I know. You're losing your eye.
Right.
All right. That's enough LeBron talk.
All right. Breaking news today, Kawhi wants out of San Antonio and wants to go to L.A.
Big surprise there.
All right. Done with the NBA. Oh, God.
That's
it used to be so fun.
That's good.
Yeah.
Ooh, you crossed that one off. All right. Ooh, and that one. Did that. Cool. We're moving right along. So I was watching the news the other day.
Word? No, you weren't.
Yeah, it was. Well, the news was on when I was getting ready for work. And, no, it wasn't. Anyway.
You've been off for 2 weeks. You're not getting ready for work.
There is a pimp in Nevada. I'm pretty sure he's located in Las Vegas. He is a legal pimp. He owns, I think, 6 or 7 different brothels. His name is Dennis Hoff. And he just won a Republican primary election.
What? I'm just looking at this article right now in awe.
I don't know why, but I think that's hilarious. And that's this is not a political show by any means, but that's sort of the nature of the politics in the U.S. right now is I'm a pimp. I'm going to win votes. Just thought that's worth bringing up. Kind of funny.
That is funny. What? There are half a dozen legal brothels in Nevada, star of the HBO adult reality series Cat House, and won Republican primary for the state legislature on Tuesday, outlasting a 3-term lawmaker.
That's amazing.
And he beat a frickin' doctor.
Well, that doctor's probably an official in the NFL, though, too.
He might be. We should look it up. This is what's wrong. No, I'm not doing it. I said I won't. I'm done.
That can be when you're doing your solo hour in the corner of the basement smoking cigarettes and talking politics by yourself.
No, this will be a Kelly hour. Whenever he wants to come talk politics, he can come talk politics. I'll be sitting there playing Tiger Woods.
Kelly, you know who you are. Come on over, get drunk in Adam's basement and talk politics.
He's not listening.
And nothing better to do.
He's probably working. We're playing video games, drinking Drippa.
Drippa drunk Kelly, nothing better. Alrighty, so if you've been following along our last few podcasts, we try to have a random stat / fact of the podcast.
So where are we going with this?
What do you mean where are we going with this?
Is it a stat or is it a fact? Or
today,
should we make both? Is that too much work for you?
Both, but it is we'll call it a fact and quasi-official stats.
Oh, my God.
And here's the reason.
Say quasi-official again.
We're 1 day removed from the anniversary of this. June 14th, 1974.
Yeah, I remember.
Do you? This is good day. Nolan Ryan and Luis Tiant. There was a game between the Angels and the Red Sox. Went to 15 innings. The Angels won 4-3, thanks to a 2-run home run by Yastrzemski. However, where it gets interesting is right here. Nolan Ryan pitched 13 innings, struck out 19. Tiant pitched 14 1/3 innings. This is where it gets really crazy. So back then, pitch counts weren't official, but the best opportunity we have to sort of understand how many pitches he thrown, the best estimation that they could find is Nolan Ryan threw 235 pitches that day.
Wow.
Which is unbelievable. That is 4 games for pitchers right now.
Shouldn't they have that on video?
I'm sure it's somewhere. We should look it up.
It could be a great use of our 6 hours of the day. Counting Nolan Ryan's pitches. We could prove him wrong and make us
This
big.
was 1974. It might not have been televised yet.
That's true.
But 13 innings, approximately 235 pitches.
That's insane.
It's unreal. And Tiant with 14 1/3 innings, if he was perfectly efficient, he would have thrown right around 165 pitches, which is stupid. It's unreal. Nolan Ryan's also the guy that threw a 76-pitch complete game.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't that season, but he's also done that in his career. He's had so many stats that are never going to be touched. Nobody's going to strike out as many guys as Nolan Ryan.
No.
It's just he was an unbelievable pitcher. My cousin's named after him, which I think is pretty funny.
Really?
Yeah, his name's Nolan Ryan.
My cousin is named Connor Nolan Ryan Judge.
Whoa.
I'm not even joking. His dad's a huge baseball fan, and yeah.
That's funny. There you go. There's a fact to go with that stat. Oh,
money.
And in that game, Cecil Cooper, don't know who he is, to be honest with you, went 0 for 8 with 6 strikeouts for Boston. That's a terrible day at the plate.
0 for 6?
0 for 8 with 6 Ks.
There you go. So, 235 pitches?
Approximately, that's what we're guessing.
So, the game yesterday with the Tigers, again, it's Twins. The pitcher was just over 100, and they took what's-his-face out with the Tigers at like 92.
Yeah.
And Nolan Ryan went 235.
Unreal. Absolutely unreal. Then you think about there was a Barbasol commercial that used to be on, and it was all about this is how you shave like a man, you know. And there was a pitcher up on the mound, and he goes, "I'm just in the 9th inning of throwing a doubleheader today. Hey, look, they're bringing in the reliever. It's me."
Do I remember seeing that? I do.
And baseball's evolved so much from when it first was a thing. I mean, you look at the pitchers back in the late 1800s and into the 20s, 30s, 40s compared to what they are now. It's so much more specialized.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, it's just you throw and throw and throw, and hopefully they don't hit the ball. Hopefully my arm doesn't fall off, and hopefully I have some sort of career. You look at Cy Young. Cy Young has the record for the most wins as a pitcher. He also has the record for the most losses as a pitcher. Dang it, I should have saved that.
And there's your stat number 2 of the podcast.
It's got a 2 for today. Matt Muse official 2-fer of the day. So that's what's very interesting about baseball, about how it's evolved throughout the decades and the centuries, I guess. And it's continuing to evolve. I mean, we're to the point now where eventually we're going to have no need for umpires.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be able to put a chip in the ball, and it's going to be measured with different maybe laser beams or sensors within the ground around the plate. Yep, ball or strike. The bases are going to be the same way. Does the ball get there first? Does the base get stepped on? It's just a matter of time. Baseball was the last sport where there was the human error that was an element by the officials, and then they brought in the instant replay, and that all changed. I'm not a huge fan of the instant replay in any sports, but there's a lot of people out there that are saying, got to get the call right, which fine, I understand that. But you are, as a professional athlete out there, doing your best. As a professional official out there, you also should be doing your best.
That's the thing about sport. It's the human element that adds to everything.
Exactly.
What are you going to start reviewing shots because, form was perfect, power was perfect, it counts.
Yeah. Yep, he did everything right. Didn't go in. We don't know why it didn't go in, but it should have, so we're going to count it.
Yeah, exactly. No. I'm not a big fan of replays. It just adds to the game so much time.
Yep, especially in football.
Yeah. You're talking, so they go, 3:15 typically. You're guaranteed 3 hours. You take replay out, you're 2:45, definitely under 3.
Yeah, I mean, you're saving time. You're going to get more viewers that way. That's a big thing with baseball right now. They want to save time.
Yeah. We want to save time, but here, now you can challenge and go
each team
replays.
Gets 3 challenges.
Right.
The officials, after the 7th inning, they can automatically look at a play if they're not sure of it. It's kind of a, I don't want to say messed up situation, but they're looking for all these opportunities to make the game shorter by getting rid of the intentional walk, which is an integral part of the game. And instead, they're letting them have this time to take the replay, which is just adding time on. You know what? Make them throw 4 balls.
What's your view on the intentional walk?
Oh, man.
Do you want them to throw the 4 balls?
They should throw the 4 balls. You're a professional pitcher. If you can't purposefully throw balls away from the plate, just like you can purposely throw balls across the plate, you don't deserve to be a professional pitcher. If you end up throwing it over your catcher and the runner advanced, that's on you. If you end up leaving one in the zone on accident and they hit a ball out the outfield and the runner advances or scores, that's on you. You should be able to throw the balls away. That saves, they did a study, and it saves,
a minute.
In most games, there's not even an intentional walk.
Right.
And for the 162 games this season, for that one team throughout the season, it saves, I think it was 3 minutes per team on average, something like that.
Through the entire season.
Yeah, through the entire season, which is absurd. Bring it back. Absolutely bring it back. It's been, there's tons of videos out there showing intentional rocks gone wrong.
Look at
Miguel Cabrera, when he's still playing for Florida, he hit a ball to right center, ended up scoring a run. They ended up winning the game after that. I mean, it wasn't with that hit, but
still.
Exactly. I mean, you get feared hitter up there. If somebody like Miguel Cabrera is willing to be like, it's close enough in the zone. He's only throwing at 65 miles an hour. I'm going to hit it.
Right.
No, get it away. That's the point of an intentional walk. Get it outside of the zone.
Yeah. I agree.
And look how many times Barry Bonds was walked in his career intentionally.
Oh, right.
How many balls that had to be thrown to him. There was a few of them where they threw it over the catcher's head and runners advanced anyway. There was a time Barry Bonds was walked. Should have saved this too, but I'm already using it. Barry Bonds was such a feared hitter in his day that he was intentionally walked with the bases loaded. It's hilarious. It's great. I love baseball. All right, my rant's done. You can.
No, you're good, dude. That was good.
We'll have a baseball podcast here shortly once we get in the heat of summer. We can talk about right around the All-Star break. Sounds about good.
That's usually around my birthday.
What's that?
It's usually around my birthday.
Oh, we'll have a birthday baseball podcast.
Whoop, whoop. Going camping.
Well, I'll do it myself then.
Getting old.
30?
30.
30?
Still in my 20s. You know, the best thing about that is my wife turns 30 12 days before me.
Nice.
I got some good gifts for her. She's going to hate
12 days
me.
of Christmas for turning 30?
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, Mel, don't listen to this.
Right. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, beep.
We'll take that out.
So, anything you noticed when you came over today?
I see that you are a fan of fertilizer in your lawn. You must be. It's green, it's lush, and it's beautiful.
My grass is the best.
Your neighbor's is pretty nice. He's retired, though.
Yeah, he has more time.
You had a good-looking lawn out
No,
there,
I got home from work and I got to run over the grass real quick. It's probably the first time this year I actually cut the grass when it was supposed to be cut. I got done. I was like, damn, that looks good. I just want to tell you about it.
It was nice. I noticed.
I did fertilize this week, too.
Good for you. I did not fertilize the first time this year, so I'm still not doing it.
You got too much lawn to fertilize.
I know. It would cost so much money. If I put weed and feed on it, I wouldn't have lawn left. It's
you need
a lot of weed, not a lot of feed and things to feed.
Kill everything.
So back to sports.
But my grass just looks so good.
You know what they play soccer on is grass. World Cup time.
Hey!
World Cup time right now. When we were we had our business meeting earlier this evening at a local establishment. Mm-hmm. The World Cup was on one of the TVs. Iran was playing Morocco, and I thought it was funny. It was 0-0 with they were in their extra time. I think they were on their 94th or 95th minute.
Isn't that weird in soccer how someone just decides, oh, hey, 4 more minutes. Keep going.
Well, you know what it's for, though, right?
No, I know, for stoppages and stuff like that. But I just think it's funny. It's by no means like timed out during the stoppage.
No, there's not like a guy with a stopwatch saying,
no, he's just like,
that's 37 extra seconds. No, it's
I'll give you a minute for that one.
Yeah. So anyway, they're on like their 95th minute, and it was funny because Iran had a corner kick, and a Moroccan guy headed the ball in his own net. And that's how they lost the game, which was hilarious. But World Cup season, I'm not a huge fan of watching soccer. No. I always find myself watching World Cup, at least a lot of the highlights, even when the U.S. isn't in it.
Yeah.
Soccer is one of those sports you need a ball and somewhere to kick the ball at. That's why it's played everywhere. Mm-hmm. Every country in the world plays soccer. Any other sport, you need all this fancy equipment and stuff. Yeah. So it's cool to see the world come together every 4 years, right?
It's every 4 years.
4 years. And they compete against each other. It's basically the Olympics of soccer. Mm-hmm. Same type of thing with the World Baseball Classic. Love it because it's, hey, I'm actually Canadian. Even though I play professionally in the U.S., I'm going to go play with my home country. Mm-hmm. It's so much fun to watch. The camaraderie of it is great. I mean, you got some guys right now that they may play professionally with each other, but now they're playing on different teams against each other, which is great to watch. And it's the best, some of the best soccer that you can watch.
And the thing I like about it is it's on pretty much 24/7.
Yep.
It's available, easy to watch, and the storylines, you get hooked up, and then you're looking at, it's not just a one and done tournament. You're basically playing like a round robin in your group, and then you move on to the next round. There's what I want to say is like 70 or 80 games played in the World Cup to get to the finals.
Yes, it's unreal. I mean, that's why the U.S. didn't make it. They just crapped the bed.
We're horrible at soccer. But we did, with the help of Canada and Mexico, land the 2026 World Cup. I think there's at least 60. Yeah, there's 80. Oh, that's cool. 80 games in the World Cup. We got 60 of them here on home turf. I'm excited for it. I was listening to the radio the other day. They were talking about, I hope we qualify. Well, apparently, though, if you host it, you get an automatic bid. So, but that's 8 years down the road. I hope by then we got it at least figured out to be competitive. I know our women's soccer team is the best in the world, and our men's is one of the worst.
I miss me a ham.
Right? But, yeah, I'm not a big soccer fan, but we're so good in like basically everything else. It's just annoying we're not good at soccer.
Well, we have, in the U.S., we have so many avenues for kids to go to.
Exactly.
Whether it's sports or arts or sciences, there's so many avenues. In a lot of other countries, the only sport they have is soccer.
Yeah.
The only other avenues they have is work with their family, hopefully get to school somewhere. Mm-hmm. If they're able to make it in that one sport that they do have, you better damn well believe they're going to be a great soccer player.
Oh, for sure.
We're here in the U.S., I'm okay at soccer. I'm actually really good at basketball, though, so I'm going to go pursue that.
Right.
So it's that's my biggest belief why, the U.S. is really catching on to soccer, but we have so many opportunities for the youth that we're never going to be an elite soccer team.
No, just because in the United States, at least presently, soccer is not as big as the 4 major sports.
No, I don't think it ever will be.
No.
It's way too new. It's way too young.
Not in our lifetime, maybe beyond it, but
yeah, very true. It's very possible. I don't think. Yeah, you're right. I don't think we'll ever see it.
No. But yeah, it's exciting that they're coming. I think it's going to gain interest in America just because of the World Cup being played here. There's a handful of host cities. I think that's going to be awesome. You're going to see people who don't know anything about soccer, don't pay attention to soccer, watching it, going to games.
That might be us. Go get drunk at the bar and go watch a soccer game.
Yeah, I would.
I
think it'd be cool to go see. I mean,
I'll pencil you in for 8 years.
All right.
See what we're doing.
I gotcha.
Maybe this is still a thing.
We'll be famous. No, it'd be fun. It's one of those like bucket list things. Like, okay, it was here in '94,
something like that.
Something like that. So here in 2026, you're talking 22 years ago, and it's back. You got to go.
And soccer, between then and now, soccer has exploded.
Oh yeah, and it's going to continue to do that.
Yep. It'll be good. It's good for us.
Oh,
I would at least like to see some qualifier rounds in Detroit. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. I think we could. Why not?
Let's get a petition going.
Let's do it. Heard it first.
Heard it here first.
Matt Muse petition.
Matt Muse petition to play soccer in Detroit.
A cool thing about the World Cup, the countries always walk out with little kids.
Who are those kids? Do you know that?
I don't really know.
That's the only thing that kind of is strange to me. There's a bunch of random kids need to sign up. Is it a Make-A-Wish program?
Well, let's find out.
Oh, we should research that. Well, Adam's researching that. I just wanted to point out, in case you haven't seen the 3,000 commercials about it with Chris Pratt, there's going to be a new Jurassic Park movie. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The premise of it, from what I'm getting, is the island they've been on for when the first Jurassic came out, like 96, something like that. The island they've been on for 20 or so years is apparently a volcano, and it's exploding, and they have to take the dinosaurs to suburbia, which makes so much sense. I don't know how much they're trying to milk out of Jurassic Park. You can't milk a dinosaur. They're reptiles. I'm pretty sure they don't have milk ducts. When
was the last Jurassic Park?
It just came out like 3 years ago.
I was never a big fan of it, so I didn't even pay attention.
Well, I mean, it was a cool premise. They brought it back after years and years, and Chris Pratt, great actor, love the guy, does a great job. But this one, I guess I shouldn't judge it too harshly. I just think it's funny they continue to make these Jurassic Park movies. Kind of like the what's the stupid driver's show? They made 1 million of them with cars, and they raced.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. Thanks. Couldn't get Need for Speed out of me. That's a video game. Fast and Furious. And there's so many of them, and it's the same thing every single time. It's like, here's cars, here's the things we have to do, and it's going to look like we're not going to do it, and then we do it. Same thing with Jurassic Park. Here's dinosaurs. Here's things we have to do. Oh, they're going to escape, and then we're going to take care of it.
Yeah.
Every movie's the same.
Yeah.
Except there's dinosaurs instead of cars, and they still make millions and millions and millions of dollars every single time. Don't understand it, but I'll probably go watch it.
Have you watched all of them up to this point?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's the way I'm with Fast and Furious.
I've watched all of Fast and Furious, too. They're just terrible. They're so bad.
I cried at the last Paul Walker scene.
Oh, Paul. You didn't die.
Someone once told me I look like Paul Walker.
You don't look anything like Paul Walker.
I'm white, bald, and with a beard.
Wow. You're also fat.
You're fat.
I know I am.
I am. I got a little belly going.
So happens when we drink all this delicious Sam Adams beer.
Right. So back to they're called player escorts.
Oh, that sounds
I know.
erotic.
Right. Between 6 and 18 years old, started in the 90s. And depending on the team, depends on the reason they're walking out. Children's rights, not-for-profit organizations, stuff like that. They just pair with teams and they go out and it raises money for the not-for-profit or the organization. And that's why they do it. Someone
cool.
did say that the real reason you do it is so no one throws anything at you as you're walking out the tunnel, which could very well be true because we know soccer fans are brutal.
Fans get pretty rowdy.
Yeah, so that's it. I've seen it all the time. I think it's cool. It gets kids on the field involved with the game, stuff like that. So I think it's awesome. It gets them with their heroes, quote unquote. Yeah, I think it's a cool way to get everyone involved, and I hope it continues. And I don't know, I'd noticed that today when we were sitting there at G's, and did not mean to say that, and saw him walk out of the tunnel. So
cut it.
I kind
of. No, that's really cool. That's good job looking that up. You're pretty quick. Dude, it'd be quicker if we had an unpaid intern. We're still looking for one, everybody. Matt Muse, unpaid intern. I will write you a hell of a letter to college, Joe.
You can make our list and run our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook that we don't do enough on. Just busy.
And you will make a beer. I'll get you some beer.
There you go.
Hopefully you're 21.
You have to be. That's
you have
the
to
rule.
be 21. The
Has
one
to be
stipulation.
21.
Other than that, I don't care if you can't type.
Wendy's Twitter. So
Wendy's Twitter is the best Twitter.
It is.
They're the best.
So everyone heard about IHOP changing,
now.
going to IHOP. When I first heard it, they're going to breakfast. But they made such a big deal out of it. I'm like, they're not going to breakfast. They're going to something else. So they are now the International House of Burgers. And that morning that they made the announcement, everyone's on Twitter asking Wendy's, so you're just going to let IHOP sell burgers on your block? Thought you were the OG. Start going after them. What are you going to say? What are you going to say? They finally come back and say, we're not really afraid of the burgers that come from a place to decide if pancakes were too hard.
Mic drop.
Exactly. Yeah. There. Hit it.
That's the most pansy mic drop I've ever heard. Don't drop the mic.
Paid for these mics. I ain't dropping them.
Good job, Tony K, whoever the heck you are, for starting
That's
that.
an X.
Tony X.
Solo City. He's verified. He's got to be famous.
I don't know anything about Twitter.
Tony X.
So, what do you think of episode 4?
I liked it. I think it's good. We're getting better, guys. I think we finally figured out our mic issue.
If not, let us know.
Yeah, please. We've gotten feedback, but we're using an online mixer. At this point, we obviously down the road we'll get a real one and everything. But at this point, this is what we got to do. Yeah, hope you all enjoyed it. Any words?
I had fun. Beer's good. I think it went well. Covered a lot of detailed information today, so
yeah.
Might have to listen to this like 3, 4, 5 times, everybody. Make sure you catch it all.
There you go. Again, you can reach us by email, mattmuse@gmail.com. Call or text us, 989-372-1391. Again, 989-372-1391. Or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Matt_Muse. You will also see coming up, we're going to do overtime. Good buddy Carlos Dizzle's coming into town. That's going to drop live on Facebook on Saturday, and we'll throw that audio out there after that.
You realize when this comes live, that's going to be after that happened, right?
Well, I hope you watch the overtime with Carlos Dizzle.
All right, everybody. Thanks for chiming in. See ya.
See ya.